All right. Heard enough music. We turn it all off. I'm clicking around. And here I come on that screen. Get ready. The last time you'll see me in my Buffalo Bills swag, NFL Sunday for the regular season. Don't worry, my friends. Do not worry. I'll be here for the NFL playoffs. You'll see me on some Saturdays. You'll see me on some Sundays. In fact, you're going to get more live shows going forward for the NFL playoffs. It's degenerate time, my friends. NFL betting is honestly just the best. Maybe not the most profitable, although the track record from this season will say otherwise, as I've had profit in 14 of the 17 NFL weeks. It's been my best NFL betting season for the VIPs on the probably the last 5 years of doing this. So I'm hoping to carry that into the playoffs. When I say that NFL betting is the best, what I mean truly is the fact that it's the most popular. It's the most entertaining. It's the most fun to watch, most fun to talk about. And Sunday mornings, you have shown me that. This season, I have not done NBA. I've not done MLB. It's been just NFL. I came back to YouTube at the end of August, getting ready for this season. And I've literally done 99% of my content NFL only here on YouTube. And because of you, my YouTube has gone from 15K to almost 50K in 4 months. Thank you so much for being here every single Sunday morning. These shows have gone upwards of over 2,000 live viewers for up to 2 hours on the season at our peak. We've been around 1,100 through the holidays or so. Maybe today we get to 1,000. Who knows? I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get, but I'm excited to try to get as high as we can. Today on the show, if you could do me a huge favor, while you are diving into this live show, while you're watching me do underdog picks, while you're watching me on DraftKings and Novig and my Sparby Edge, and you see my beautiful, ugly mug. That's right, beautiful, ugly mug. And my handsome voice. Yeah, that's right. The voice. Next level. I'm a face made for radio. When you hear my handsome voice, do me a huge favor and bump them likes up like Mad Dog has said. And Happy New Year to everybody who does tune in today. Gonna have some fun. Honestly, I'm in a mood today. I'm in just like a fun-loving, goofy mood. So good luck. If you are tuning in for the first time, you're like, man, I keep hearing this guy's got like all these show segments. It's super regimented. It's organized. Yeah, they usually are. I think that's why my Sunday shows are massive viewers. Today, going to be a bit willy-nilly. Going to be a little chaotic because I feel that way on the day of the NFL season. That is the most chaotic, and that's the last regular season day of the year. We've got a few games that matter, that have significant impact. We've got a handful of players that have a ton on the line. And then we have about 90% of the NFL, which is just going to be what I was alluding to, chaos. It's going to be a chaotic day of betting. So let's buckle up. I'm going to go over game by game in today's video, today's live show, and I'm going to cover every single possible scenario we can. We're going to talk about all the player props that matter or don't. We're going to look at game by game what people need to happen. I'm going to talk about the teams I think will cover spreads. I'm going to rapid fire through game by game things. Here's how today's show is going to work. We'll start over here. We're going to go game by game on Novig, and then we'll switch off this where I'm done talking about all the games. I got a bunch of spread picks and everything today. We'll hop off of here. We'll go over to Underdog, and I want to look at game by game player projections. And then we'll finish up today's show on DraftKings, and we'll build out some parlays. So it's a loaded show. So listen, I said it's going to be chaotic. Come on, man. Every single time I'm here Sunday morning, I'm as organized as it gets, my friends. You're going to get that today. So don't you worry. If it's your first time, just sit back. Maybe buckle up a little bit because we're about to take off. It's going to be a little loony on the trip today for sure. Because again, I'm just feeling that way on a day that should be chaotic for betting purposes and viewing too. I mean, these games are going to be crazy. So let's do it. You guys ready? We got 650 people this morning, nice and early, locked in, 440 on YouTube as I am just finishing up my introduction. Again, thank you very much. Hit that like button while you're here, and let's get to it. So first up, Colts, Texans. Colts on the road starting Riley Leonard in this game. Day 3 draft pick. Texans, they need to win. And they need Jacksonville to lose to win the South. That's probably a big ask because Jacksonville, who we will cover next, is facing Tennessee, the hapless Tennessee Titans. So good luck. Texans have said, we don't care. We're starting our starters. Now, I don't know how long they're going to play, honestly, but I am interested a little bit in this minus 10.5. I wish it was under the key number of 10. That is an important number for me, but it's not for whatever reason. You could buy the point if you'd like over there on Novig. Use code DONUTS, DONUTS, if you want to try it out. And you can play straight picks, player props, things that I talk about today you can do over there on Novig, but you have to use code DONUTS, DONUTS. So I think you could buy a point if you want the Texans, but here's the deal. I think today's so chaotic, buying points and things like that might not be the move, honestly. Riley Leonard, a day 3 rookie, is playing for a team that has dropped, 5 or 6 games in a row? They lost 3 in a row with Phillip Rivers. They're going to give Riley Leonard a shot here, and he's facing essentially one of the better defenses we've seen in years. They're extremely good, lots of pressure, turnovers left and right, and they sack the quarterback like, whoa. So I'm a little concerned here about what type of game we get. Now, Could the Texans go up, 17-3 or something like that, late in the game and pull their starters? Sure. I still think at that point it might be hard for the Colts to cover. Now, again, this is conjecture. I am guessing. I don't know what they're going to do with their starters. It does appear to be that they're going to be playing. Let's move to the next one. We have a very, very important game to talk about later, and that's going to be the Ravens and Steelers. And when I get to that one is probably when I'll transition into the player prop stuff. So Titans on the road against Jacksonville. Now, again, Jags, they need to win and have the Texans lose to secure the South. So, or the Texans lose, I should say, or Jags win or Houston loses and they win the division and potentially the second or third seed. I guess you could say the first if Denver and New England both lost, but we'll talk about those games. New England against Miami, Denver against the backups of the Chargers. Again, we're going to fly through game by game. So buckle up. I wasn't joking. We got a lot to discuss today. Jags have actually covered the spread in 7 straight games. That's the most in the NFL. That's quite the streak. There is one other team on a nice streak. We'll talk about them in a few minutes, too. That's going to be in the Saints and Falcons game with Tyler Shough under center. Shuck. Sorry, I keep saying that one wrong. Tyler Shuck under center on the road against Atlanta, playing for a lot today. That game's going to have probably the apple of all our collective eyes this morning, or I should say at 1 p.m., and that is a massive game. I'm excited about that one. We'll talk about that as well. So, do I think the Jags cover minus 13.5? I don't know. That's a big ask. This is one of those spots where I probably just stay away. I think Jags do play for something just in case the Colts go out there and do beat the Texans. But I'm not entirely sure they're going to need to do much else other than go out there, secure the win, not worry about spreads, nothing else. Fourth quarter, they might take some starters out. So it's good luck. Good luck. Jags will win this one, I think. And I do also believe that some starters will sit. That's and towards the end of the game. So I just think it's a brutal spot. Let's go to right here, as it's right here on the screen. Cleveland Browns on the road against the Bengals. And I think this is going to be more of what we continue to see. Joe Burrow under center for the 6th straight game. In the last 5 games, Burrow and the Bengals have covered the spread in 4 of 5. Myles Garrett needs 1 sack here to break the NFL sack record. Now, he has 12 career sacks against Joe Burrow. This is interesting. It's the most sacks he has against any quarterback in the NFL, tied with Lamar Jackson. Now, of course, these quarterbacks are divisional foes, so he sees them twice a year. He gets a shot at racking up extra, pressure, and that makes sense. But Burrow has been somebody who's been obliterated under center over the past 5-6 years of his career, which is why we keep seeing massive amounts of injuries. If I were a Bengals fan, I'd start to get a little concerned about him and his future and what he wants out of this, this career. As we saw Andrew Luck in a very similar situation with all the talent in the world, stats, out the wazoo, elite upside, Super Bowl winning potential and talent. And he walked away from the game at 31 because he was done getting wrecked by opposing defenses. And he wanted to be able to walk and play with his family and his kids down the road. Could Burrow choose a path like that? I don't know. I'd be concerned if I were a Bengals fan that, that is a potential option for him down the road at some point. So what do I think is going to happen here? Well, I think the Bengals cover for the 5th time in 6 games. Again, this is one of those spots where I wish the Bengals were at, 6.5. They crossed that key number. I think that would be nice to see. Unfortunately, it ain't. So you're going to have to take the minus 7.5 and cross that key number of 7 if you want it. Although I do think you could probably run out the Bengals money line and pair it with like not Matt Stafford, excuse me. We'll talk about him later. Pair it with Joe Burrow for 2+ passing touchdowns, Jamar Chase receptions, something like that, and make yourself a nice little parlay. Harold Fannin Jr. on the other side has looked great with Shedeur Sanders under center. Shedeur, listen, it's hit or miss and what you're going to get. I do think Cleveland sells out to stop the run today and just makes it a one-dimensional game. There's no stopping the pass attack from Burrow, Higgins, and Jamar Chase when they're all healthy. So I think defense in Cleveland, especially such a good run D, I think they just make it a one-dimensional game. I think where it gets more difficult is if you're letting the team run the ball, sets up the play action, deep strikes down the field. So I have a feeling Cleveland's like Chase Brown, you're not running the football today. And I do believe Myles Garrett does break the record today against the Bengals. So that's how I kind of see some of these games shaking out. Let's go look at Dallas and the Giants next. Dallas, okay, so they have pretty much dominated the Giants over the last 8-9 years. They've covered the spread against the New York Giants in 12 of the last 17 games, 12-5 against the spread against the Giants since 2017, essentially Dak Prescott's reign as the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback. Jackson Dart is starting for the Giants, somebody I thought had a chance to, really turn this organization around, but, he's dealt with injuries. The Giants just kind of suck. Malik Neighbors not there, so good luck to them. Dallas, starters are playing. Giants, Dart is playing. This is one of the closer spreads we have. It's a 3-point spread now for Dallas, -3 on the road, 49.5-point total. Did open at 51.5, so this has moved down. And you also see the Cowboys went from 3.5 to 3 to -2.5 as the line continues to move in favor of the Giants in a lower scoring game. Now, what do you want to do there? My personal opinion is I think the Cowboys offense puts on a few extra points here. I'm not entirely sure the Giants can hang. And I think the Cowboys on the road, week 18, meaningless game, they finish 8-8-1 on the season after tying the Packers in like week 3 or 4 in that crazy 40-40 overtime game. Ugh, ties. Cowboys, I think, do cover -2.5. I think they win -153 if you like that. I think Dak and friends all put up some stats and have themselves a wonderful way to close out the 2025 NFL season. So that's kind of how I see it shake out in that game. Again, I am guessing the best that I can for a lot of these games. They are ugly. Let's go full screen to talk about this one. Saints and Falcons. OMG. OMG. This is huge. This is huge. Let's talk about this one. The Saints are hot, like actually hot right now because of Tyler Shuck. All eyes are on this game. If the Saints win, +164, if they win, the Buccaneers make the playoffs after beating the Panthers yesterday. If the Falcons win, this is crazy. If the Falcons win, the Panthers make the playoffs despite the fact that they lost to the Bucs yesterday on Saturday. Now, Tyler Shuck is a sneaky rookie of the year pick right now. He is. He's very sneaky. His odds moved all the way up to +300 to win the rookie of the year. Now, I don't see where my state jurisdictions, I cannot see them, but I've Googled them and I've looked them up. He is +300. He's the second highest odds right now, second shortest odds to win Rookie of the Year. And man, he's been pouring it on. Now today, the Saints have not been able to run the football. They got no one to run it. I don't think they have anybody that can run it today. I understand they will not have their top pass catcher in Chris Olave. He is out. I think he has a blood clot or something, or kind of scary, but he's going to be out. Tyler Shuck's going to probably drop back 40+ times to throw the football today. Now, we've seen this time and time again. People get a little nervous. They're like, he's got no one to throw to. And then these guys go out there and it's just a battle of attrition. It's a volume game. They throw the ball 40, 45 times to backups and it's irrelevant. They still rack up 1 million yards. I mean, look at what Jacoby Brissett did out there. Now, he still had, Trey McBride, but how many times did he throw for 300+? With Michael Wilson, a journeyman backup, 100+ yards, couple times this season when Marvin Harrison Jr. was out. By the way, Marvin Harrison Jr., 4th overall draft pick, potential bust. Oh my gosh. But he's out today. He's finishing the season on injured reserve, which means we get a Michael Wilson game once again against the Rammies. We're going to talk about that in a hot minute as well. So stay tuned. We got backups. We got backups out there for the Saints. Now, the Falcons have allowed 8 of the last 10 quarterbacks to hit the over on their passing yards. On the other side, again, we're going to go to underdog here in a minute, and we'll talk about this game first on underdog. All right, it's going to be the first game we'll talk about and all the player projections for the day. I just want to lay out all the things you need to know. Bijan Robinson on the other side, is 255 scrimmage yards away from the NFL total yards record. Do they go for it? I think they could. I mean, my goodness, he's been all world over the last, 4 out of the last 5 games, 150, 170, 180, 200 plus yards in 4. Those are his good stat lines in 4 of the last 5. Rushing yards is at 83.5 projected on Underdog today. We got a lot to talk about. This is a very interesting game for injuries. So stay tuned. Let's do that next. Packers and also, by the way, Saints, I think they cover +3.5. I think this is going to be potentially higher scoring. I'm actually thinking this 43.5 is a interesting number. I think the 43.5 is almost a trap number to me, in my opinion, because what a lot of people do when they see this is they take the unders. Why? Because there's a lot of scenarios, NFL scores, exactos, that end up 23-20, right? That's 43 points. 20-17, that's under 43. 21-17. There's a lot of numbers here that do equal the under 43 and 43.5 points. So it looks good. It looks good. And you got, potentially maybe lower scoring, right? Saints missing some stuff. All that being said, I think the over hits. I do. I think the over hits. There's some big plays in this one. Anyways, we'll come back to this. We'll talk player props. Packers on the road against the Vikings. Packers essentially not playing for much, and if anything, and they're resting starters. Vikings -11.5. What a time to be alive. That's absolutely crazy. Didn't think we'd see anything like that this year. They've been miserable. Justin Jefferson needs 53 yards to get 1,000 yards receiving. Okay? Does he get it? We're going to talk about that when we get to the player props as well. It's been a brutal year for Justin Jefferson. Can they even get him those 53 yards? We will talk about that. Now, Bills, Jets. And I also want to say this. So I went really quickly and, oh my gosh, I went really quickly and I looked at the Bills and Jets are 425, aren't they? Yep, there they are. I went quickly and I looked at the comments on my video that I have up on YouTube. So it's a different type of week, right? It's New Year's. It's right after Christmas. It's the last week of the NFL season. So I put out a video Tuesday morning, recorded at like 8 a.m., edited at 9, published at noon, something like that. I had so many comments late yesterday talking about like, so-and-so is out. What a terrible video, stuff like that. Like my friends, the NFL news cycle in week 18 has been rocky. Today, all the updated info is here on the show. I'm trying to give updated opinions and takes. Those Tuesday morning, a lot of the stuff on that video, absolutely stale by like Wednesday or Thursday. It just turned out that way. The news cycle's crazy. Starters in certain games are sitting that I thought would not. Other players are, starting when I thought they would take a seat. So, yeah, it's hard to read the tea leaves, but now that the tea leaves are out in front of us, I'm reading them, and hopefully you're taking something with you. And one of them in those games is the Jets. It's the Jets and the Bills. I thought, Josh Allen would sit this week, so I said, hey, Jets have a chance to cover in this game. I would not be shocked to see them, in the most Jets fashion ever, win a game that they should not win or even want to win. Jets have a chance to finish the season as high as a number 2 draft pick or as low as a number 7 based on a win or a loss. They want everything. They're going to do everything they can to lose this game, essentially. The Bills, on the other hand, they need to win. They need to win because they don't want to be the 7th seed going into New England, do they? I don't know. And that's the truth. Initially, I thought, you know what? I think they match up better against the Patriots. I don't think they care about this game. I think Josh Allen sits. I think they throw the game. They become the 7th seed. And hey, look at the Chargers protecting Herbert and his thumb, his body. And they're saying, hey, we'll take the 7th seed. Don't worry about it, Buffalo. You go ahead and slide up to the 6th seed and face the Jags. I don't think anybody wants to face Jacksonville. New England, 1 win against a winning team this season. The Bills. They faced the worst winning percentage. Was it for a playoff team in NFL history? Is that the stat I saw this week? Crazy. I think everybody wants to face the Patriots in the first round. I don't think anybody wants to face the red-hot Jaguars in the first round. So much so that the Chargers are like, Buffalo, go ahead. Move up to the 6th seed. We're going to move back to 7 and face New England on the road in the wild card round. And the Bills, they look like they're starting Josh Allen. Now, I think there's a little bit to be concerned about here in this game. Last game in Highmark Stadium for the Bills before they move to a new stadium next year. Josh Allen is starting to keep his 140 game streak or whatever it is. They did this last season in a meaningless game, and he played one snap, I believe, and then got off the field. Listen, they haven't said they're going to do that. They didn't say they were going to do that last season either. I'm slightly concerned of what happens in this game. Now, can Josh Allen go out there, take a shotgun snap so he doesn't have to move around on his foot, just turn to his left and hand it off to James Cook or Ray Davis or somebody? Sure. Tyler Johnson, whatever. He could totally do that and then come off the field. And then Mitch Trubisky trots on. And then the Bills still win this game. As a Bills fan, okay, I expect them to win. I expect them to go out and win. I do think they finish the 6th seed. The Chargers are losing. Let's be real. They are facing the Broncos with the Chargers are playing with their backups against the Broncos, who are playing their starters. So, yeah, I think the Broncos hold on to the 1 seed. Chargers drop from 6 to 7. Bills move from 7 up to 6. And that's how I see things shaking out. Now, if the Texans lose to the Colts, Bills move all the way up to the 5th seed and probably face the Ravens. Wow, things are going to be crazy here to finish off with a couple of these games. So let's move on to a couple more games that do have things that matter. Some of them a lot and some a little. Now, real quick, before I get to these final 5 or 6 games, we got the Lions, we got the Bears, we have Philly and Washington, Denver and the Chargers, which I've kind of alluded to, Patriots and Miami Dolphins starting Quinn Ewers, Rams and Cardinals. I got it. Man, the old ticker's working this morning. I'm fired up on caffeine. I had the Pinkies Up sippy cup espressos. We have Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and then the most meaningless game of the week, the Raiders and Chiefs. Maybe not meaningless because the Raiders are playing for draft picks, battle of the backups, Chris Oladukin, or Cade Oladukin, and are we getting Kenny Pickett, Chris O'Donnell? Who knows? We'll talk about that in a minute, though. But that one's going to be a wretched game. Before I continue, 1,362 people watching a Week 18 NFL live show. 781 people on YouTube. I'm going to be real with you. Last season in 2024, excuse me, the calendar change has me all screwed up. My peak viewers was like 250 in like week 3, week 2. My average viewers often was like 150-ish, 180 earlier in the season. As the season progressed, 120, 130, 110 viewers. It is week 18. I'm 28 minutes into a week 18 NFL show. 782 people are here on YouTube still. Literally 5, 6, 7 times more than the peak of NFL last year. I love you all so much. This has just changed dramatically for me this NFL season. And I want you to understand this, that not a day goes by without me realizing or even keeping it in my perspective that I'm nothing without you. There's no difference of me and the other Joe Schmoes here on YouTube. There's probably others that are more handsome, better voices, better analysis. For whatever reason, you are here with me and I am here for you. And it works. It works. I appreciate that immensely. Thank you for helping me build this community. Thank you for being here for me on these Sunday morning shows. Thank you for coming back throughout the week for the shows and the videos. And honestly, just thank you. Thank you. Everything's been, it's been another level of fun for me and more meaningful for me this year. So thank you all for helping me build this wonderful community. The community is great, not because of me, but because of you. A lot of positivity has spread and a lot of kindness is shown. And I love that. I mean, I think you hear me over the years talk about that stuff frequently. Be kind, be kind, be kind. That's all you got to do. That's the recipe in life. Rinse and repeat. And a lot of you do that. So thank you all very much. Thanks for those people that tune in and you hit the like button as soon as you get here. You're dropping comments. Now, because YouTube has gone from 15,000 viewers to 50,000 viewers during the NFL season while I'm doing only NFL shows, what I have learned, and again, I want you to stay here during this little, side tangent. Lots of NFL talk still to come. The underdog segment is next. You got to stay tuned. Now, before I continue, though, I just really quickly, I understand that most of these pickups that I've gotten, these subscribers on YouTube, you are here for NFL talk, and I am here for it too. So my plan is to continue year round. That's right. NFL offseason, we'll dabble in best ball, we'll dabble in fantasy, we're dabbling in the draft, free agency, news cycles, futures betting. It's going to be all things NFL. Now, I used to do this way back in the day, but I used to write thousands of articles on the internet from me. Probably no longer there, but I used to write a lot of stuff about player analysis. So I'm going to do like a lot of player analysis videos through the offseason. It's going to be a whole lot. Essentially, if you love NFL sports talk, if you love NFL betting, NFL fantasy, anything NFL, this channel is for you for the next 9 months or so until we get back to the regular season. And we'll have a ton of NFL betting, of course, for next season. So thank you for Dexter saying I'll be here through the summertime. Let's go. Let's go. That's the goal. That's the goal. Cannot wait. NFL offseason right here on YouTube, and it's going to be amazing. Now, if you are a VIP, an extra level of love for you all. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining VIP picks down below. I'm on a 26-10 VIP run since Christmas, up 12.13 units profit. It's been very, very fun. That's going to continue. In fact, NFL playoff bets probably come out tonight, tomorrow, maybe late after the games tomorrow when I get the first read on the playoff matchups and the lines, any of the player props that are up, probably has some first look picks. So that VIP link, that's the Tails link down below. All right, back to your regular scheduled program. 1,430 people just sitting here waiting for me to stop with my side tangents. Thank you so much. Yesterday, I went 3-5 for minus 1.45 units. I don't know if that would be a disaster. Minus 1.45 units is, that's a day of betting, after a big day where we won 4.83, you're up. You're up 3.25 units or whatever the math is. 3.25 over the last 2 days. We could deal with that. All right, let's keep going. More picks to make, more betting to cover, more analysis to give. Let's do it right now. Take a sip of coffee, though. Give me a second. Got to keep the pipes warm. I think we actually have a couple more. No, we moved into the 4 p.m. time slot. Here we go. Dolphins on the road against Patriots. Quinn Ewers. Patriots need to win to hold on to the number 2 seed. They got an outside chance to make the playoffs as the number 1 seed if the Broncos lose against the Chargers. Backups on the road. Trey Lance led Chargers against the Broncos. Now, I don't think that happens. I think the Patriots and Drake May and Mike Vrabel and all of them, they said, hey, we're starting starters and we're going to win this game. And I think they do. Do I think they cover? I have no freaking clue. Quinn Ewers is playing hard. The Dolphins are playing hard. And listen, if I'm a Dolphins fan, I'm upset about the season, but, I'm happy my team has not rolled over and died like half the NFL teams do as soon as they start losing. So, anyways, I don't know what to do there. Probably Drake made 2+ passing touchdowns, maybe Travion Henderson, 100+ rushing yards and a touchdown. I think he's 153 yards away from 1,000 yards rushing, something like that. Could he get it? Yeah, he's got some big play ability on any given touch. Eagles starting backup, Sirianni. Man, that guy annoyed the crap out of me after the Bills game last week in the tunnel to A.J. Brown. Man. Let me just stop there before I get fired by myself. I'm going to fire myself. Eagles, Sirianni, playing backups. Already sitting, Jalen Hurts said he's going to rest key starters. We have no other information. At least I have not seen it as of last night when I did notes for every single game. It's an incredibly meaningless game here for the Eagles. They're essentially saying, hey, we'll take second or third seed. They can win today and Bears lose and they get the second seed, and they don't care. They'd rather just go into the playoffs healthy as the 3 seed, and say good luck to the Bears against the Lions. And listen, they might still win this game. They could win this game with their backups, and the Bears could lose their game against the Lions, and the Eagles get the 2 seed, and they got to sit starters. Boy, what a nice spot that would be for Philly. Anyways, I don't know how to bet on this one. I'm not going to. Let's move on. I think there's other games where you can bet. Arizona, 1-7 against the spread over the last 8 games. That's not good. That's not good. 1-7 ATS last 8 games. On the road against the Rams, minus 14.5-point dogs. Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. He is back on the injured reserve to close out the season. Michael Wilson, 70-plus receiving yards, 100-plus. Run up the ladder. Brissett, yeah, Jacoby Brissett, Michael Wilson, Simpatico, they're back together. I think those two pop off today against the Rams, at least statistically speaking. Their ultimate, their final stat lines probably end up looking pretty. The Rams win, they lock in the 5th seed. They play Carolina or Tampa in the first round. They need to win. They can win, and I do think they do so at home. Matt Stafford, 2+ passing touchdowns, has been a lock and load. Unfortunately, this line opened at minus 7.5. With all the news about the Rams starting their starters, that line it's moved by a full touchdown. I don't know if this is a good line anymore. I do think there's a spot here where, Rams are winning 24-10 in late third quarter, late fourth, and they take their foot off the pedal. They've got backups running the football, something like that. Stafford comes out of the game, protect his back. They're not going anywhere without him. So he comes off the field. I think, Puka Nacua, same thing, comes off the field. They hope, Puka and Devontae get healthy, stay healthy, things like that. So I'm concerned about this one, betting on it, despite the fact that the Cardinals have lost 7 of the last 8 games against the spread. So let's go to Detroit. Where's that one? That one's a big one. Lions. So Lions, Dan Campbell, playing for pride, playing for respect, out of the playoffs, miserable closeout to the season. A lot to be upset about if you're a Detroit Lions fan. On the road against the Bears. Bears need to win to hold on to the 2 seed. They're starting their starters. Campbell has said, starters are in. We're playing for pride, respect. We're going to win this game, right? I can't envision a game where Dan Campbell has said, hey, team, we're going to rest starters. This game doesn't matter. Like, that ain't who he is. And then there's a, when coaches lead with that, it trickles down to the players if they're a good coach, which, and they like to play for him. And I think they do. And I think he is. So I think the Lions do come out punching. Can they keep that level of care for 4 quarters? I don't know. Also, let's say they're losing by 14 and a third. Are they going to risk their next season, which, still could have Super Bowl hopes? They're a very good team. They've had a tough season. Do they risk it by leaving Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jared Goff out there in a game where they might be losing in the second half? Like, I got a feeling, management at that point is like, gets on the horn with Campbell and says, hey, big guy. Why don't you go ahead and flex them biceps up to your headset and say, get the starters off the field? Would that be the most shocking outcome in this game? Like the Bears minus 3.5. Again, if we have starters versus starters, yes, total over probably hits. Game's probably incredibly competitive. But I am concerned, and it's pure conjecture. I'm just guessing. Late game, if they're not winning, are those guys staying in the game? I don't know. So just maybe be careful there. Maybe be careful. I think that's one of the trickier spots of this week. I do. I think it's one of the trickier spots of the week. A couple more garbage games to talk about. Then we can move into the important one. That's Sunday Night Football. And then we'll go over to Underdog, talk about player projections. 928 people on YouTube right now. We are closing in on 1,000. That is crazy. Week 18. I love y'all. 274 likes, though. Hey. 274? Those are rookie numbers. We're going to pump those up. Let's go. 274 likes. Game-by-game analysis. Props. Parlays are coming. And we're at 274? Run it up, my friends. Run it up. All right. So Raiders are essentially saying, hey, we want to get the highest draft pick possible. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Chat, help me with this one. I actually did not write it down. I just realized I didn't write it down. Are they in line for the number 1 pick right now? I got to blow my nose. I'm going to mute my mic. Chat, reply for me. I believe they're locked into the 1 seed right now. Like they control their own destiny. If they lose it, they get the number 1 seed. But chat, tell me. I got to blow my nose. I'm muting my mic. Definitely had to mute the mic. When I blow the nose, it sounds like a freaking trumpet. The house shakes. I think the Giants have 3 wins though. They're not in line for the first overall draft pick. The Raiders are at 2-14. Isn't that correct? Is that correct? Let me look. That's it. Let me scroll the teams. I'll let you see their records real quick too. Giants are 3-13. That's right. There's no other 2-win team. Titans at 3. Saints started 1-7. They've won 5 of the last 8 games. Yeah, that's it. They have the least wins. They're in line for the number 1 draft pick, man. That's crazy. They need it. Sheesh, they need it. On the other side, KC, Oladuke and the freaking Raiders. Watch them win this game. Doing everything they can to lose it. Watch them win. Wow, Lance. Oh, I know. Yeah, Higgins. Higgins could pop today, don't you think? Anyways, I think this is going to be ugly. How do you bet on it? I don't know how. At all. Literally at all. So I'm not going to. I'm not even going to talk about it. I think that the Chiefs win. And neither team cares. Neither team cares. The Raiders care to the point where they want to win. Or excuse me, they want to lose. So yeah, like, is that the type of game you want to have your doll hairs on? No. Like the great Marshawn Lynch said, count your chicken, protect y'all mentals. That is a game that's going to steal your scratch and going to leave you sad. I ain't doing it. Let's get to it. Only one that matters the most today. only one that matters the most. A loaded, grammatically incorrect sentence. Ravens on the road against the Steelers. Winner takes all, baby. The AFC North is up for grabs. Whomever wins this game walks away victorious as the AFC North champs in the fourth seed in the playoffs. They get a home game against the number 5 seed, which likely is the Texans. That is a rough first round spot. The Texans are absolutely on fire. Absolutely on fire. But I digress. Here's how I see this game. You all ready? Take another sip of coffee. Okay, that was not a sip. I pounded coffee. The Steelers have had the better of Lamar Jackson over the last 6 years or so. The Ravens, before the season, with essentially most of this same exact current starting lineups on both sides of the ball, defense missing some people. The Ravens were one of the top 4 futures odds teams to win the Super Bowl. They're 8-8. They might be the most dangerous team to face in 8-8 history. I'm not even it's hard to think back. But the Ravens, I believe, when they're at their best, are up here. I think the Steelers at their best are like here. Honestly, I understand this game is at home for the Steelers. I understand it's potentially Rodgers' last game. Maybe his last game in Pittsburgh at the very least. I understand that the Steelers have had the better of the Ravens historically with Tomlin. And all that being said, Lamar sat last week. He's not touched the game field in like 14 days. He practiced in full all week. seemingly is healthy or as healthy as he's been in quite some time. I think the Ravens go into Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football. I think they win the division. I think they cover the spread. I think Lamar Jackson runs the football a lot. I think Derrick Henry has 20, 25 touches, over 18 and a half rush attempts is interesting. Lamar Jackson, 25 plus rushing yards, interesting. Ravens minus 3.5, interesting. Ravens minus 170. Derrick Henry parlayed with a rushing touchdown is interesting. I like so much on the Ravens side tonight, to the point where I'm probably looking a little square. I think a lot of people right now are saying Ravens, Lamar, Henry, be afraid of all Steelers. And like I said that Tuesday, I'm saying it again Sunday. Nothing has changed from my opinions. So that is how I view tonight's game. I think it is going to be, I think the Ravens go up. And I don't think they ever look back. I just don't. The offense for the Steelers without Metcalf just ain't scary. They're just not scary. Pittsburgh over Baltimore, says Lemon Tiki. I mean, chat, what do y'all think? Honestly, what are your thoughts on this game? Am I alone? Am I alone with the Ravens love tonight? And it's going to be such a highly watched game. So I can't wait. But I'm curious, what is chat's lean right now? Baltimore or Pittsburgh? Props-wise, what do you like? We're going to build out a parlay for this game at the end of today's show. Because, man, what a way to close out the regular season. Division up for grabs. Two storied franchises, polarizing players involved, all-time greats involved. Like, there's so much on the line here. So much on the line. So, yeah, at the end of this video, at the end of this live show, I'm going to make a parlay for this game, an SGP, something we can squad ride for Sunday Night Football. So everybody who's tuned in, weeks 1 through 18, Sunday mornings, every show we've been doing, touchdown picks is the first segment. Ladder picks, second segment. Parlays, third segment. Today, the video is different. Again, it's a different type of week. It can't be treated the same. But we will finish this show with a squad ride YouTube SGP. All right? Man, chat is kind of split as I'm reading it. Wow. We got people saying Ravens max play, Steelers +3. Henry goes nuts on his birthday. Baltimore money line over 41.5. Pittsburgh +3.5. That'd be a nice parlay. I like that, Lance. Rodgers retires at halftime. Y'all funny. Henry 2+ tutties. Yeah, we got lots to do here. Pass the leg on YouTube. Let's go, FanDuel. That's funny. That would have been a good segment. All right, let's do it. By the way, again, code DONUTS, DONUTS on Novig. Hey, by the way, code DONUTS, DONUTS on Underdog. The time you've all been waiting for. Player projection time, baby. You love prop talk. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to leave full screen. You ain't going to get me too much. If anything, I'll be down here in the corner hiding. How about that? Bijan Robinson for all the yards today. Again, 255 scrimmage yards away from the NFL record. He's going crazy. I like him for a touchdown today. Okay, you're going to have to listen. Listen closely. I'm going to be talking fast. I'm covering everything. Just like I did game by game for the game stuff. Pull up your apps, okay? Get your iPad out, tablet, whatever you're watching me on, get the opposite. You're on computer, get your phone ready. You're on cell, sit at your computer. Get up right now. On your way, grab yourself a little pinkies up espresso cup and get yourself prepared, okay? We're going to go down projection city right now over on Underdog. Code Donuts, DONUTS. Show them some love. It's a great app. And by the way, all the offseason, remember, I just told y'all about 15 minutes ago, I am doing so much NFL sports talk on YouTube through the playoffs, through the offseason, through the preseason, into next NFL season. Literally, my YouTube is about to become NFL 52 weeks a season. I can't say 365 days, but 52 weeks a season. NFL on this YouTube channel, okay? Part of that is going to be best ball drafting here on Underdog. They have best ball drafts. Freaking right, we're going to do that when we got millions of dollars to win. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. So code Donuts, DONUTS on Underdog, and let's go ahead and make some money together. So Bijan, I think he gets his yards today. Honestly, 100 plus, 120, ladder target, in my opinion, for rushing yards. Absolutely. So I'm going to put this on the short list of plays that I think are interesting. Now, I'm going to be totally honest. Me too, brother. Me too. I'm hyped as well. Like and share. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not betting on everything I talk about in today's video. Ain't no way. All right? It's going to be such a chaotic day. It's going to be such a chaotic day. So please be careful. Bijan is very interesting. Juwan Johnson, receiving yards, is very interesting. Drake London, touchdown today. Sneaky. The slot wide receivers. He lines up in a slot a decent amount against the Saints. Saints have allowed the most slot wide receiver catches in the NFL this year. If Drake's in the slot at all today, which he does line up there here and there, I believe he leads the team. I think he could sneakily pop off. Dante Pettis, did well last week. Noah Olave this week. Does he get his long receiving yards? I think he could. Tyler Shuck, passing yards. I think are really interesting today. Again, Noah Olave does kind of hamper the upside, but they can't run the football. I could see 38, 32, 49 pass attempts. Like, the volume gets him there, in my opinion. Volume gets him there. That's my thought. I mean, even look at it right now. Like, pass attempts is set at 32.5. If he throws the ball 30-plus times today, I think he's got a shot at it. I think he does. All right, Tennessee, Jacksonville. Good luck. Yikes. Tony Pollard stands to get paid with some yards today. Do they give it to him? Maybe. It's a tough matchup. I do think he gets the opportunities. Look at the carries lately. 25, 14, 21, 18. Will they be leading by 14 at halftime like they were against the Saints? Doubtful, but that is interesting. Can I touch it? Nope. I can't bet on this game at all. Not at all. I called it last week, said Trevor Lawrence rushing touchdown. He was like plus 350. I hope you played it. He had two. I don't know if he runs very much today in this game. Doesn't need to. They probably want to keep him healthy. If you disagree, then this line is way too low at 17.5. Honestly, he's a carry away from like 12, 13 yards, especially against this defense. I think that there should be some concern about how much he plays today. Look at his pass attempts. Prop, 31.5. 31.5 attempt projection. Most games he's over that. Here's the last time against Tennessee. Just didn't need to throw. 27 attempts, 229, 2 touchdowns, 25 yards rushing. Like, I think we could see an efficient game like that again in this one. I'm concerned. I can't bet on this game. I just can't. A couple of these games won't get any of my money. Chase Brown rushing yards lower today, I think is interesting, coming off the back of a big game, 101 against the Cardinals. Again, 1-7 against the spread. Last 8 games, good luck to them. This is a different team. The Brownies are 4-12. However, their defense still playing hard, still stopping running backs. I think that's interesting right now. Maybe even rush attempts is lower at 15.5. Under. Last game popped off, but if you're worried about yards, maybe rush attempts lower. I think receiving yards higher is interesting. Jamar Chase, a lot to like here. I think it's like a a positivity tour, a happiness tour out there for Cincinnati right now. They're like, come on, man, we got to make Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, we got to keep them all happy. And, you're seeing them get peppered, right? They've covered the spread in 4 of the last 5 games. Cincinnati has with Burrow under center. With Burrow, 110, 132, 109, right? 7, 5, 10, 9, 7 catches, 2 touchdowns last game. I think everything happens today. Lots of catches, long catch, yards, touchdown, all of it. 2+ receptions first quarter. Higher, higher, higher. I think it's very much a Jamar Chase game. Maybe nobody more important. No correlation more important today than Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow being happy together. Honestly. T. Higgins, I don't know about a yards. I just don't. Long reception, though, 21.5 continues to be very interesting at higher. Sampson should have another opportunity out of the backfield, but man, just ugly last week. Good luck there. Burrow pass yards 239 seems way too low. Now, I suppose there's concern he doesn't play the full game. I'm not concerned. I actually think the Bengals legitimately want to finish on a positive note. So I think that, again, Burrow 240 plus passing yards, 260, 280, 225, 309, 305, 4-2, 4-2. He could only throw 30 something pass attempts today, 30, 31, like last week. Put in a honest day's work in a short stint, and they still get him off the field in the fourth quarter, and he still goes higher than 240. So that's absolutely on the short list. I probably would correlate that, something like this. If Burrow gets pulled at halftime, Chase does too, right? They both stay in long enough. Burrow hits 240 plus passing yards. Chase probably had himself a day. That's how I look at it. Moving on. This is one of those spots again. Just how do you take any projections in this game? It's too scary. I don't know what we're getting. Jaden Higgins is interesting. Xavier Hutchinson, interesting. CJ Stroud, lower than 212.5. Interesting. I believe Collins is likely out. Riley Leonard, lower than 162.5 against this defense. Absolutely interesting to me. It's not. He's going to get a little bit of opportunity today. I don't know how many times he throws it, or if they just turn around and hand the ball off till the game's over. But this defense is unrelenting. So I think this is one of those games where lowers is probably ideal. Other games, I think higher is going to be better. This one, lower looks a lot better in my opinion. Dallas and the Giants. So CD and friends, they're going to get peppered. Do they play the full game? I think so. I think Pickens, I think CD, I think Dak, I think they all play the full game. I think they throw the ball 40 times today as well. I think CD could hit the over. I think Pickens can hit the, higher than 69.5. I think they're all good plays. That being said, as much as I think that, I don't know. I don't know. As much as I think that, I don't feel confident that these guys play the fourth quarter or the full third. And since there's a chance that these superstars sit part of this game, I don't think that I can bet on them. I just don't. Man, I don't even have a Dak Prescott projection set here. Now, how does Dart finish the season? That is an interesting question. Give me a moment. Need a drink. Throat getting dry. Wow. So, remnants of my December illness literally just hit me. I don't know if I've talked this much or this fast. 999 viewers on YouTube right now. Oh my gosh. Y'all too good for me. But this much volume of words, and I started coughing. Anyways, Jackson Dart, what are we getting out of him? If the Giants get a top 3 pick, are they drafting a quarterback? I mean, what a topic to cover. I can't wait. Again, my YouTube channel is going to be a ton of NFL offseason talk. A ton. And this is going to be a topic here. I think this is going to be a topic. I think the jury's still out on what Jackson Dart is, how good he's going to be. So I expect them to literally just give him all the chances today to highlight himself. But they're going to tell him to not get his head taken off again. I think he's played well. I think he's a good enough quarterback to be a starter in the NFL. He's had nobody around him. Give him Malik Neighbors back. Put some other talent around him. And I think Jackson Dart can win you some football games. This team is just not good. They got to protect him as well. So that's my personal opinion. We'll be talking about that in the offseason. Again, I can't wait for offseason NFL talk. All right. What that means for today, though, I have no friggin' clue. I actually think that this is one of those spots here where they let him go and then they take him out. Don't get hurt. Show us what you got. We're going to give you 25 passes by halftime. 25 passes by halftime. And then they take him out. Like, I could totally see that. So the pass attempts lower than 30.5 is interesting to me. Rushing yards lower than 33.5. Again, for that same reason, like, just don't get hurt, bro. Don't get hurt. Other than that, I mean, good luck. Good luck with this one. I think it's very difficult. Very. Oh, man. I mute the mic again. Oh, whew. Loosen something up. I'm struggling now. Sorry about that. Jefferson needs 53 yards receiving today to finish with 1,000. Look at his stats with McCarthy. Oh, my gosh. 4, 11, 22, 30, 85. Does he get it? Does he get it? I mean, ugh. I know they want to get him the football, but can they? Is McCarthy going to be the guy next year? Again, another topic I can't wait to talk about here on my YouTube channel this NFL offseason. NFL Talk's going to be awesome all year. I think they do everything under the sun to get him the football today. A ton. And that includes if they got to sit JJ at halftime because JJ, they got to sit McCarthy at halftime and put in Brosmer to get Jefferson another 30 yards or so. Like, whatever they need to do to keep this 1,000-yard streak alive and keep him about as moderately happy as they can. Otherwise, he's donning a Buffalo Bills jersey next season. He goes into the offseason and says, I'm out of here. This ain't for me. There's no future for me, statistically speaking. And it matters to him. As it should. As it should. So I think they do everything they can to get him his yards. And I think you could probably get it early. And maybe that's the play. They come out and they're like, hey, I don't know how long he's going to be in there. Let's throw him the ball 8 times in the first half. So maybe you don't believe the full game. Maybe he gets his 55 yards and they take him off the field. And if that happens, okay, well, first half, first quarter, lots of angles here. But I think he gets his yards today. Again, they need to make sure he gets his yards. Jordan Love is healthy. They're not playing him. Backups for Packers. I'm not touching anything there. Detroit on the road against Chicago. Again, ARSB, questionable. We don't know. How much do they play Monty? We don't know. How much does Gibbs play? We don't know. They can't run the football anymore for some reason. It's crazy. Even 20 carries against the Packers are 68 yards. One of the most explosive players in the NFL has essentially been bottled up. It's not like he hasn't had his opportunity. 17 carries. 13. 12. Not even 4 yards a pop. 5 straight games. Just nuts what's happened to Detroit. First quarter rushing yards interesting, though. I think Campbell gets his team ready. I think they play hard for a half. I don't know what you get out of them in the second half. I don't know if I can take volume anything for the Lions. I just don't know. I think he could break a longer carry or two. I think they try to give him the football as much as they can early, and then they get him off the field. I'm concerned about Lions players playing the full game. Maybe lowers are fine, but the problem is these guys are so explosive. Like, J-Mo could literally have one catch for 70 yards in the first half and then not get another pass and sit the second half. And he'd still hit the over here and you'd be wrecked. Jahmyr Gibbs is a touch away from a 62-yard rushing touchdown and then might come off the field. Like, I don't know. I don't know what Campbell's going to do. If you know, you tell me. I don't know. That's a tough one. Caleb Williams, I think, has a chance to pop off today. They want this 2 seed. He's played well. They keep throwing the football. I don't know how much we're getting out of the Lions defense today. I think it's difficult when the winning aspect is almost removed for the Lions. Yes, they're 3.5-point dogs on the road. Or on the road, yeah, that's right. It's in Chicago. So I think there's a chance here that we get, Caleb having himself an opportunity to 250, a couple touchdowns, something like this. I mean, very similar to what these games are for Caleb Williams. Can I take these plays? No. Again, I just don't know what we're getting out of Detroit, which makes this a really difficult spot. Like, so hard. Good luck. I think if anything today, what's interesting is like Monangai. Like a second half. A second half play. Maybe he gets 7-8 carries in the second half. Maybe they sit Swift. Maybe starters do get pulled. I don't know what's going to happen. I think the starters play through the entirety of the game, but I don't know. That's in line with a lot today on a lot of teams. Tesla, he's not going to get you a ton of yards, but man, more opportunity has been there. He's shown a ton of red zone prowess with those flowing locks. Take him for a tutty. Receiving yards, 26.5. Seems low. I have a feeling Amon-Ra St. Brown sits. And if he sits, man, you're going to wish you had this play, I think. After yesterday's games of staying away from the NFL says grotesque. I don't blame anybody. And I think everybody needs to be careful with everything I'm saying here. Truly. I want to say I'm blindfolded throwing darts. But I'm throwing darts. No doubt about that. Miami and New England. Remember, Travion, needs 150 yards or so to get a 1,000 rushing. Can he get there? He's going to need a game like this. I don't know if he gets the carries. I just don't know if he gets the carries. Honestly, I think that's what it boils down to for me. is clearly the more explosive running back in the backfield. Ramondre Stevenson vultured him at the goal line again, back-to-back weeks. Good luck. You know, good luck. Good luck figuring this one out. I think the total yards for Ramondre is interesting. It's because of the receiving additions here, 40, 27, 27, 55. Then rushing, 47, 51, 50, 40. That's not bad. 53.5 seems kind of low. Diggs, what are we getting out of him today? It's healthy. No designation today, says Underdog. I think he's one of those guys, they probably try to get some stats early, really early. And if it ain't happening and they're up at halftime or so, again, this is where I think you got to get a little, you got to be cerebral about these things. Like there's nothing is black and white for 90% of the NFL today. It's just how it is. Like, yes, listen, anybody that said the incentives don't matter, watched last week and mattered for Diggs. I got him 101 receiving yards, needed 100 for a bunch of money. And then they take him off the field. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that they probably give Diggs a couple deep shots. I think the first half, maybe long reception, first quarter receiving yards, first half receiving yards, first half receptions. Like this stuff could occur. And then if it ain't working well, he's got, 2 catches for 26 yards at halftime. Guess what? He probably, and they're winning. And they're essentially locking in the 2 seed. Are they leaving Stephon Diggs out there? I don't think so. So again, so much to be careful about today. So much to be careful about. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. He's got legal troubles and needs the money. Who knows? I mean, that's just conjecture, right? Like we think that. That's 2 people on the assault angle. Allegedly. He's got legal troubles. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's a guessing game. I think people need to just be mindful of these things. I think there's a chance they go out there and do what they normally do. And if so, this is low as well. 244.5 is low for Drake May. It's assault, brother. What movie was that? I forgot. Which one? I can hear it in my mind. I can't envision the movie. I cannot remember the movie. $244.5 seems low for Drake May if they play the full game. It's so freaking hard. I can't do it. I can't bet on it. Not yet, at least. Listen, give me another hour and a half, my DGen side, and I might. That's a 4:00 game. At 3:30, I might alert Discord today and say Drake May 244.5 higher. Excuse me. So if you're a VIP, just have your noties on today. I'm in a degenerate mood. I could see an extra alert or 2 during the games, no doubt. Nick Bonito, does he get a sack against backup Trey Lance today? Maybe. I think so. Half a sack is really interesting. He's got 12.5 this year. Hasn't had one for a few games. He's due. What are we getting out of Sutton? Nix? Harvey? I don't know. If they're up early, these guys are not finishing the game as the number 1 seed. They're just not. Now, to go up early, players need to perform, right? Absolutely. Maybe long reception for Sutton. RJ Harvey touchdown, but there's no market for it here. No projection. I don't know about the total yards. First quarter rushing. Full game lower for Nix. If he doesn't play the full game, just got to be careful. Thank you. Preach, Michael. Today has caution all over it. Got to pick with caution. Not going to be a dummy today. I promise I'm getting that bag today. Good luck. You got the right mentality. I would even be careful about that. I would be, honestly, I am so concerned about these games. And the problem about just blindly taking unders is that so many projections today, I think, are purposely set low for two reasons. Number one, it inspires you to take, the higher because you're like, man, that's a low number. He's cashed that in 8 of his last 10, 80% of the games this year, so on and so forth. And number two, it protects them a little bit for these guys who might get pulled. It's such a low line that they could still hit the over at, CJ Stroud at 206.5 and be out in the third quarter. Like, just be careful. Approach with caution. No doubt. Approach with caution. There are no lines in half the games. On top of that, pay attention. Pay attention around the industry. There's a lot of players with only overs. Oh, good luck. That's for a reason. Just be careful. Here's one that I do find interesting. Even in games that have mattered, he's not been throwing 2+ passing touchdowns. He potentially sits today at some point. If they're up, they're winning. This is an interesting play. Lower, 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's not even been doing it in meaningful games. And now we have a game where there's a chance he doesn't play the full game if they're winning later in the game. I mean, look at this. He's been unearned 10 of 16 games this year. He's thrown 2+ passing touchdowns once in the last 7 games. I think that's an interesting play. It's a really interesting play. The more I look at it, too. Like, Bo lower than 1.5, Justin Jefferson, alternate projection higher than 49.5. Hey, we did it. 1,002 YouTube viewers live currently. 1 hour and 17 minutes in the show. We got over the 1,000 viewer mark. Let's go, baby. That makes 18 regular season Sunday morning shows, 18 shows with 1,000+ viewers. I love you. Thank you. We did it. I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't bring it up. 18 shows, 18 weeks, 1,000+ live viewers on YouTube. That is crazy to me. I peaked at 250 last year. And that was like one time. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. We did it. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. What's up, CG? Unreal. Yeah. I could not even fathom it coming into this year. Could not even fathom it. Trey Lance, honestly, I think he struggles immensely. You could probably do something like this right in the same game. Like, a lot of you got your phones out, right? Yes, thank you, Rabbit. It's been it's been amazing. Thank you so much, Josh. You are such a positive person, man. I've been seeing your comments on all the YouTube videos and everything. You're always leaving comments, dude. You're just such a positive individual. I love that. Here's why, honestly. I think it's twofold. Number one, I'm having just about the best NFL season I've ever had, right? So yes, people are going to continue to tune in when that happens. Maybe I needed that. Okay. Now, in conjunction with the models, we actually only had 3 red weeks this year. Week 4, week 8, and week 13. Weeks 4, 8, and 13 were the only 3 losing weeks of the NFL season for VIPs. Pretty crazy. So, yeah, it's been a great, great ride. You get a lot of this. I mean, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. Stay level, plateau, big ups for like 10 days, down for like 3 or 4, big up, stay level, it's flat, down for 6 or 7, up for 6 or 7. Long term, though, you just see that upward trending arrow, man. Same thing for NFL, up, 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 down, so on and so forth. Okay? So, listen, I understand why YouTube has popped off this year. It's been a massive blessing. Thank you so much. Here's an interesting play. Honestly, one of my favorite entries that I've covered today. I mean, you could probably listen, again, I think they do everything under the sun for Justin Jefferson. What about this? I can't enter it. You could. I don't even know what that is. You probably want to add something else. Maybe not Trey 179, maybe 169. Very nice. 0.87. There's a lot of plays today that really, really are touchy. And then there's a bunch, I think, that are not too shabby. Collapse all. We'll go back down here. Michael Wilson. Oh, here's one. Shoot. Give me Michael Wilson. You kidding me? Michael Wilson's games without Marvin Harrison Jr. are absurd. They're absurd. I think we get the Brissett and Wilson rodeo one more time. All aboard, baby. The Brissett and Wilson train. So, yeah, there you go. How about these ones? How about them apples? Trey Lance rushing yards you like? Yep, not a bad idea. What's it at? 32.5? That's quite high. You're saying lower projection, go higher at 24.5? By the way, everything I'm talking about today, if you're like, hey, donuts, man, I don't want the VIP link. That's fine. That's the first link down below if you want to take a look at it. Use code STREAM. I think code STREAM. I forgot that was there. STREAM. Gives you 50% off your first month if you're new. Just a thought. If you're like, man, alls I want, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Live shows, probably Saturday and Sunday for as long as we have those Saturday games, wild card and divisional rounds. So, yeah, you're going to have 2 live shows per weekend going forward. So excited. And then tons of NFL all year. 12 months a year now. What was I saying? Y'all got me off my topic. I'll circle back. It doesn't matter anymore. Anyways, let's move on. Stafford, I wish we had the touchdown projections here. I would put in 2+. He's got, 2+ and all, but like 2 games today or this season. Rams win. They get the 5th seed. Starters are playing. Sure. How about percent yardage with Michael Wilson? Why not? Marvin Harrison Jr. back, 203, 212. He's gone. No more Wilson. Or excuse me, no more MHJ. I think we get what we had beforehand. 40+ passes. These are interesting to me today. Heck, even his pass attempts is interesting to me at 38.5. I'm not touching Casey in Las Vegas. You can if you'd like. Pass. Nope. Washington, Philly, same thing. Pass. You want to bet on these guys, Josh Johnsons of the world, Tanner McKee? Go for it. Not me. Jets, Bills. You don't even have projections up for the Bills players. Like Pass. Good luck, man. Let's go to this one. We got the Ravens and the Steelers. There's definitely plays here. We made it. We made it. We made it to the end. Yeah, there's going to be guys today. Tank Bigsby for Philadelphia. Jadon Blue for the Cowboys. Like backups today. Backups could be really interesting for touchdowns. Somebody's got to score. And a lot of these backups scoring have crazy returns. Just keep that in mind. All those heavy favorites that are, fun to parlay together for touchdowns, about as worse as it gets. As bad as it gets to target today. It's touchdown bets on popular players. Good luck to you. The Tank, Bigsby, and Jadon Blue plays of the world are definitely the angles you should be looking at. Derrick Henry, one of the few for the favorites today that would make sense. But good luck. Good luck. Is Garrett on underdog for a sack? No, I don't have Myles Garrett for a sack. If he were on underdog, yeah, I would take him. I would take him for 1+ sacks. Doug, what's up, bro? No. I'm definitely not making a touchdown parlay today. No shot. Nuclear backup touchdown parlay. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. There's a lot of backups today that will score tutties. No doubt. All right, let's get to it. I'm telling you right now, though, these are really nice to me. What about Tyler? I'm telling you right now, like, I don't know what the payout is for this. I can't even see it. I'm going to leave this up for you underdog users. If you want, code donuts on underdog. Again, we can use it for pick'em, but this season, with my off-season NFL talk, I am going to have a ton of best ball draft stuff. So much so, I have a huge project I've been working on. The wheels are turning for 2026 and what I do with this YouTube channel for Underdog. So if you want to be along for the ride, code donuts, DONUTS over there. Come with me. So Tyler Shuck, maybe 200, 210. Michael Wilson, 70+. Trey Lance, lower, 169.5. Jay Jetta, Justin Jefferson, 50+. Trey Lance. Oh, I guess I had him there twice. Something like that. Minimize the screen, leave all 4. How about that? There we go. Take your photos. You could try code STREAM, STREAM, if you'd like. All right, everyone ready? I'm about to move on. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? All right. Closing out. Let's go crazy. Sunday Night Football. Most meaningful game of the week. Yeah, I said it. I understand what's on the line today for Saints Falcons. Lots of ways we can go about this tonight. And one of the things I think Lance said it in chat, YouTube chat. I like the angle, although I like the opposite. He said over. I like under. There's a really interesting way to build out a parlay. Now, we've banged home like 6 or 7 of these this year, and they're always plus 1,000s. Literally like always plus 1,000s. When you take the favorite, you take low on low-scoring games for totals, and then to cover the spread. There's only so many normal scores, I should say frequent scores, totals, results, exactas, whatever, when they're this low scoring. 20-17. Steelers cover, the under hits, Ravens win. There's only so many scores. 17-14, 16-13, 14-13, 13-10. And if you're like donuts, that's impossible. Well, you go this way and look. Plus 1,000, both sides. So it comes down to you. What do you think? You think it's a higher scoring game? Okay. For me, I see playoff atmosphere. I see a tighter scoring game. I mean, what was the final score for the Panthers game? Yeah, I mean, look at the scores of these two playoff atmosphere games. This is what I'm talking about. 16-14, 13-3. These were essentially playoff atmosphere games. Lower scoring, divisional games with so much at stake. That's all. So I see this and I'm like, second time these two teams face in the division. Frequently, when we see second matchups, we get lower scoring defensive games. And who's to say this does not occur? This is interesting to me. Derrick Henry to score. Ravens win. Plus 122. Another interesting parlay, in my opinion. I think it's a pretty solid angle. Again, I'm going to cover all the things I can for this game. Do what you want with this info, okay? Apply it how you'd like. You think he's going to get a ton of yards today? Add that too. Let me zoom out. There's too much. I'm too zoomed in. There we go. Just covering it all. Every single angle I can for you. How about this one? Take out the yardage. Just carries. Totally could see this. Take the Ravens out. Henry Tutty. Henry 18 plus carries. I mean, y'all seen how much he's been running, right? Absurd volume. Same thing for Christian McCaffrey before last night, too, by the way. Problem is with Derrick Henry, too, if for whatever reason they fall behind, you're going to see more Keaton Mitchell. You can put your own unit allocations on everything I talk about, my friend. That is, I don't suggest anything in particular other than don't bet with anything you can't afford to lose, and understand that this is all for fun on this show. Just bet responsibly, whatever that is for you, you know? That's the truth. But this is interesting to me. I think you could probably run out like 18 rush attempts with some type of lower alternate line here. What about 80? 90? Like, I'd be hard-pressed to see him go for, 90, 100 or so and not get a ton of volume today. Steelers rush defense is so much better when they got that D-tackle, that rookie in there. I can't remember his name, but he's returning today just in time. So I could see them grind, but the yardage not be there as much. I could see Lamar Jackson tucking and running quite a few times today. Truly. I think that the long completion for Aaron Rodgers is going to struggle today. Wow, it's at 30.5. Yikes. I thought it'd be higher than that. I think he struggles to get the ball down the field for whatever it's worth. Maybe lower. You can go under on his passing yards total. You think Derrick Henry's in for a tutty? Okay. Like, there are ways to build out this parlay here. Hey, you think the Ravens run away with it? Okay, take the spread. Lamar Jackson, 25 plus, does what he needs to win the game. Derrick Henry, they grind the clock. Henry scores on his birthday. Ravens walk away with a commanding win. Like, would you be shocked at this for plus 360? No, Luce, I did not. Oh, we can't hear audio. I think it is a tough one. Yeah, loser is out. Winner locked into the 4th seed. Likely facing the Texans in round 1. So this is how I view the game. You know, I think you could go money line, lower total, tons of running from Lamar and Derrick Henry, and then probably even tease the Steelers. Something like this. That's crazy. Like, how many total scores can you get under 41.5 where a team doesn't stay within 10 points? You know, like 20-10, 23-13, 24-17 is a 41-point game and covers by 10.5. This might be one of my favorites I've made. Lemon Tiki, all in on the Steelers, baby. Okay. Biggest game of the day going over? Play the opposite then. You know what else is really interesting? Rodgers, Lamar, plus odds for interceptions. Plus odds. I mean, theoretically, you could run them both at 1 unit, and you walk away with 0.1 unit profit if Rodgers throws one and Lamar doesn't. You'll walk away with 0.2 units profit if Lamar throws one, Rodgers doesn't. And you'll walk away with a ton of profit. 2.3 units if they both throw one. If this is a defensive game, winner takes all atmosphere, playoff atmosphere, tight defense, mistakes happen. I mean, could they both throw them? You know, do you get a lower scoring game and turnovers? Just things to think about. Just things to think about for today's game. I like more today, focusing on Derrick Henry. You know, some backfield opportunities out of the passing game, maybe like Gainwell. Jalen Warren. Lamar rushing. Hey, if you don't like 25, take 20. Derrick Henry carries. Like, that's not bad to me. A plus 440, 5 legs? I'm in. How's that look? Is it too zoomed in? No, that should be pretty good. 150%. I don't think this is an outrageous play for Sunday Night Football. It might actually be my best one to date. to the minute. You listen, you want to bump up the odds? Well, then you start focusing in a little bit on the game. You think the Steelers win? Okay. Plug them. Steelers at plus 360 are going to boost odds like whoa, no matter what you do. How about Steelers to cover? Same thing. Tease the Steelers, 10.5. Fine. Still adding plus 280. Or plus 255 odds. I don't know. I got nothing else. I try to cover all the different scenarios I can see coming to fruition tonight. How about this one? How about there? There we go. You can still see it on the screen. Again, I think the Ravens win. Think they cover. Think the game is a lower scoring. I can envision 20 to 13. Honestly. Ravens score 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Steelers, a touchdown, 2 field goals, maybe 2 touchdowns. They have to go for 2 for whatever reason later. I could see a lower scoring game. 23-13. 24-13. 24-14. 24-17. I just don't see this being a very high score. I think you could alt Steelers spreads for a lot of things today. I don't think they get blown out. Absolutely not. So Steelers plus 10.5, tease the total if you want. It's up to you. I think Derrick Henry runs the ball a ton. I think we see Lamar run it well. I think Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell continue to get peppered out of the backfield. 6, 7, 8 total targets between the two of them. 2 catches for Jalen, 3 or 4 for Gainwell. I think they both could rack up 20, 15, 20, 25 yards receiving. So if Lamar's healthy, fully healthy, yeah, you're going to see MVP and Lamar back in a win or lose game. So that's my take. I should say my takes. We almost did a 2-hour live show to close out the season. How fun. How fun. Again, we made it. 18 weeks, 1,000+ viewers all 18 weeks. Much love, baby. Much love. Good luck tonight on NFL picks. Today on NFL picks. NBA probably going to take the cake for VIPs. I'm going to be honest. I don't know, 3 or 4 NFL picks are live still from me. Fire, Sean, Ballin, all these guys, they got picks still for NFL. So it's not like they're not there. They're inside Discord for VIPs. First link down below, Tails. You go ahead and grab that link if you'd like it. It's already in Discord, K. Robbins, for VIPs. Goal is running it right now. She's got her 10K Sims model for games. Her games model, let's see, her record. She just recapped it yesterday. It's awesome. 43-31, 58% win rate, plus 16.955 units. Here it is. And here's the recap chart for this. All games, NHL games, and essentially mostly underdog bets, which I love, which is why she's up almost 17 units on her money line model, because it's underdogs, and NHL underdogs are goated. But again, I don't push. I try not to be a shill, but that VIP link is worth, first link down below. Okay. I'm out of here. Thanks again. 1,000+ viewers, 18 weeks. We did it. We did it. Stay tuned. Likely we'll have shows next week, Saturday and Sunday. I'll have a video early in the week, maybe even Monday, maybe tomorrow, like a first look NFL playoffs. I'll have 6-7 days there to marinate on YouTube, and I'll do my best, first look, first inclination on each game, props to look for, game picks, things like that. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. A lot of that might come out VIP-wise tonight or tomorrow morning before the video for VIP. So anyway, stay tuned. Love y'all. Appreciate you. Thanks again for everything here on YouTube this year. NFL playoffs begin starting tomorrow for YouTube. So be on the lookout. You'll have a video and 2 live shows next week. 3 times you'll catch me here on YouTube for NFL wildcard round. Take care, my friends, and most importantly, you know the deal. You know it, right? What do we all say here at the end? Anybody in chat going to say it? What's the sign off? How do we end our shows together? Who's going to win this question? I'm totally curious if people have been catching it. I low-key just kind of slide it in there and I hit end stream. Does anybody catch it? There it is. Let's go, Lance. Yes, sir. Oh, there it is. Okay. We got people paying attention. No, not I digress. Let's get paid. That's when we've had a good season of punchlines. But I digress. All right, my friends, let's get paid. I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on YouTube. Turn them noties up.